So first I want to introduce myself. I am Zahraa and I'm 18 years old. I am from Iraq. And today I would love to share my story with you. I lived between two wars and I really want to share my story so you can take inspirations and you can reflect it to your own personal life. So in the beginning, I'm just gonna show you where is Iraq. It's in Asia. The geographic is Asia, the capital is Baghdad, the population and the language we speak Arab and Kurd. And this is Baghdad. I am from Baghdad, but this is before the war. And this is Basra, city in Baghdad. Arbil as well, it's a city. This is, they speak Kurd. This is Mosul. Samarra. This is the flag of Iraq. And this is Iraq after the war. This is Iraq in 2003 when the war started with the United States. And here in 2003, I was still in Iraq. When I used to go out from the balcony, I used to see the military tanks outside from my balcony. And I still remember these moments while I bring the small thing to, because I was really short, obviously, so I still bring the thing so I can reach and see the military. I was happy to see them, but because I didn't think it was something really dangerous, but I still remember the images in my head and of the military and people fighting, and I never thought it is a war. And this is Iraq after the war. In 2004, we traveled to Yemen, Sana'a. And this is Yemen before the war. In Yemen, I had everything I want. Really, everything I wish I could have. Everything I need I could have in just 1 minute. Dad, I want this. Mom, I want this. I want this, I want that. And I had everything, but I never appreciated what I had. Never. And every time I had something, I always said, I want more, I want this. You want iPhone 4? No, I want iPhone 5. No, I want this, I want more. And I never appreciate what I have. I was never thankful of what I had in my life. But until the war happened in 2015. In 2015, in the beginning of 2015, the war started in Yemen. I remember the time there was a really, really strong bomb that happened in Yemen. It was so far from our apartment, so far, but from the strength of the bomb, all the windows fell down, everything was down. I was sleeping, and from the strength of the bomb, the keyboard fell down, and my dad catched in his back. And I woke up, and it was vibration. All the house was vibration. It was like, what's happening? What's happening? Yesterday everything was safe. Today everything is changed. And my dad and my mom shouting and, come on, let's go. And then, where? Let's go out. Because everything is falling down. If we didn't go in that time, the house could fall on our heads. And then I entered my room. And my dad, let's go. My mom's shouting and my dad's shouting, let's go. I entered my room and they stand in the middle of my room. What I'm going to take? What do you think I took with me?
Your phone.
I didn't take anything with me. I stand in the middle. I saw everything I had. I opened my cupboard. I saw all the clothes, all the jewelry, all the things, everything. And I was like, nothing is available, just me. I just did this and ran. Because nothing was important in that time. And in that day, I really learned that nothing is important, just ourselves. Experiences like this, everything is like this. Because life changes. And what you are today, tomorrow maybe you're not. What you have today, tomorrow maybe you don't. And this is why from that time, I am every day waking up, appreciating what I have, and thankful of this life, thankful of the breath, thankful of coming to this college, thankful of everything in this life. Because nothing is important than just ourselves. Nothing is important, not even the phone. We think that the phone is the most important thing, but I promise it's not. It's nothing. This is Yemen after the war, 2015. This is the streets. Everyone was destroyed, a lot of people died, a lot. All the houses were falling and the heads of the people, everyone died. Everyone. And I'm so thankful that I'm alive. I'm really so thankful. In 2015, we went back to Iraq. And then in Iraq, we went back just for 1 year. But the situation there were not safe. There were a lot of bombs and a lot of things happened. They kidnapped a lot of women. The situations were not safe in Iraq. There was no war, but in some places in Mosul and everything, there was Daesh and everything. But in Baghdad, the place that I came from, it was not safe as we thought it is safe. And then my brothers, they live in Sweden since 4 years. So we thought going out from Iraq because there is no place more. There is really no place more. We went to Yemen, the war happened in Yemen. We went and everywhere we go, something happened. So we thought we could just go to Europe. Maybe there is safe, and with my brothers, everything would really be okay. So we decided to go out from Iraq to Turkey. My dad stayed in Iraq because he had a kidney stone, so he couldn't go out because we know it will be a long journey with a lot of walking and a lot of suffer, and it was better for him to stay. And my other sister as well, she stayed. She was pregnant. She just got married in that time. So we went out, my mother, my other sister, her husband, and 2 kids, 8 and 10 years old. So we went to Turkey by a normal plane. It was legal, it was really, but then in Turkey, here started the journey. Here started the advantage. Adventure. Advantage. So we went to Turkey. We stayed in Turkey for I think 1 month or 1 month and a half after all the tries that we had. In Turkey, of course, we went out from Turkey illegally, so we had to talk with a smuggler to tell him, okay, we wanted to go out from Turkey to Europe. How could this? Okay. How much do you think the smuggler took from us? Money.
Every time.
He took $850.
Per person?
Yeah, per person. This was my value at that time. But we had to. My mom sold her jewelry, my mom sold everything just to give us life, to give us opportunity to live the life again, to live a safe life without the noise of the bombs, without the vibration, without waking up every morning looking at my hand if I'm in a dream, I'm alive or I'm dead every morning. So we talked to the smuggler, everything happened, and then we had to go to a bus from Turkey to another place with the bus. It's a place that is in the mountains. So we tried 3 times here. Running in the streets, scared someone to look at us, someone to call the police. Some people called the police there to tell, oh, there is refugees that they want to go out from here. So we were just running in the streets. We were like really a lot of people. I think between 80 persons without children and with the bags, with everything, and just to go out in the bus so we can go to the mountains and then go in the boat. So then we went in the bus. We went there in the mountains. The smuggler left us, everyone left us. We were just the people who wanted to escape. And then there, it's mountains. You don't see anything. It's like you're just in a forest. You don't see anything. Really anything. Okay, what we do? We just with the phone map. I don't know where we are. We just want to go to the sea, because it was a huge mountain and we have to cross all the mountain down and down, down, down. So okay, we said we would be like with the groups. A group there, group there, group there. Okay, let's try. But then everyone was lost. Okay, we were shouting, come, just let's be all of us together. Because together we will be stronger. Together we can't be lost. If we are together in one hand, no one could be lost. Because with the help of each other, we will support each other, we will build each other, we will be as a team, not separated. So we went. We were, I think, 2 or 3 hours walking in the mountains, even 4. Just walking without knowing where we're going, just walking. It was 5 o'clock in the morning, I still remember the sunrise. And finally, we saw the boat. Finally, we saw the boat. We were happy, oh my God, thanks God. We would just do this and escape. Everyone was really scared. The children, everyone's crying. You're like in a dream, you hear noise. And I was just looking at everyone, at the eyes of everyone, at the eyes of my mom, how she was scared of losing us. The eyes of my sister, she has 2 kids. But we had no choice. We had no choice, really, we had no choice. We went into the boat. The boat has to be 40 people, but we were more than 40. We were 70, even more, without the children. We went into the boat. It is a plastic boat, into a sea that you can't see any end of it. Without the smuggler, we are just the people that who wants to escape. So we don't know anything. We don't know where we're going. We don't know the directions. We didn't know where, like, okay, from which side. Even the person who, I'm so thankful to him, he was really brave. The person who were doing the motor, he didn't even know how to open it. Because the smuggler were just catching everyone, throwing them in the boat. We were like animals. We were like objects that you just take and throw. He even didn't see that we are humans. He didn't see that. He was just taking the kids, throwing them. Really, everyone was shouting. Everyone with the saving, and it was really like, I couldn't breathe. I was looking at everyone. My mom was crying, and I'm like, "Whoa, leave her!" But I don't know where he's from. I'm like, "Leave her!" And he's just, how could the person just take you and force you to go? And it was pleasure, but we had to do it so fast because if the police come, then all of us will go to the prison. We went into the boat. We just go, but there were the waves with the thing. The boat were like going. It was like we were like going to die because in the middle of the sea, the boat starts because we were really a lot of people in the boat. The people were like sitting in the edges. The boat was like down from here up, and then we were like, okay, let's go back. We can't do this. We can't because we are not even in the middle of the sea. We are not even crossing the borders of Turkey. We are still in the Sea of Turkey, so let's go back. We can't. My mom said, okay, we're just gonna go back. If you want to go, then go. We want to go back. I'm so scared. We went back. So we had the same journey. 7 hours in the bus. We went back. The police came. Where did you come from? I started talking with him in English. We are sorry. We were just here. I couldn't say to him, oh, we was escaping illegally from Turkey to we were just here looking at the sunrise at 7 a.m. Yeah. We went back. We took the buses back to Istanbul again. So 7 hours in the bus, back again. We had to talk to the smuggler again, to have the same thing again, but with less people. The same journey again. Running in the streets, being scared of the police, being scared of someone to see us, escaping, fear. We went again the same thing in the bus. But then finally, the last time, I forgot to mention something in the beginning. And the first time when I was in the boat, because there were a lot of people, some person said, let's throw the bags out from the boat. Maybe it will be less because everyone had the bags. Of course, everyone had the clothes and everything, and no one did anything. Everyone was just like this, scared and looking, and the kids and everything. So I stand up, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. I just was like, taking all the bags and throwing them in the sea. And I took my first bag, but guess what was in my bag? Nothing! Just a sketchbook. I drew a lot before. All my, everything in my childhood. I had just a sketchbook, a really, really special sketchbook, but I threw it. I lost the sketchbook, but I didn't lose my creativity. And this is what mattered. Now I'm better. Now I can do better things. Now I'm more creative. Now I learned more. Even if I lost it, it's okay. So the second time, we went in the boat. There were less people. Everything was okay. We escaped. In the middle of the sea, the boat was going down. There was a hole in the boat, so the boat started going down. The water started coming to us. But thanks God, the police of the Greek, from Greece, they came with a really big boat. But we were already in the sea. We were already without the boat because the boat was whole and everyone. But we had the saving. Yes. You see how the boat is down because there is a lot of people. It's like this. And we went out. There were four boats, and we are the only one who arrived. The 3 boats died. Because everyone just, no one know the road. No one know where we're going. So maybe they went to other place. Maybe they went to a place that there is nothing. So we arrived to Greece, safe, and then we did papers, so we had to take buses to go to the borders, because as well we want to escape illegally, go to Sweden. We took the buses, we paid the buses, and then the bus left us in the middle of nowhere. Because I understand them, because it was illegally. If someone catch the bus with all these refugees, he will go to prison. So he left us in nowhere. We just had maybe, I think, 6 hours road, and then he left us. So then we entered to a pool, a big swimming pool with these things, and so all the refugees stayed in the escaleras. I know it's in Spanish. The stairs. So we lived in the stairs with no water, no food, no nothing. I remember I even drank water from the pool, which was because there was no water. There is nothing outside, nothing, no. And we lived for 1 week there. 1 week there without knowing where we are, without knowing what's happening to us. We went out. People came from Greece, bringing us food. bringing, but it was not enough because we were a lot. There were a lot of people with us because it was not just one bus. All the people when they came, it was a lot of people there. So then we stayed there. We went out. Me and my family and another family. We took a taxis to go to the borders. But the other people couldn't because maybe they don't have the money, they don't have the ability to pay this. We went into the borders. We lived here. We lived here for a couple of months. So, in that time, we stayed 1 month. Rain, no food, with nothing, with a lot of people, a lot of noise, no, it's not safe. It's not safe because it's horrible. And then we waited. This is how we waited to cross the borders. This was the line to enter the borders to escape. People were. So they did the numbers. Our number were 19. It's just a small paper that they write numbers and give it to people. And then the borders closed in number 21. So just two families and we could escape. Just 2 families. But the borders closed and everything happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason. It's fine. We didn't happen in this way, it will happen in that way. Didn't happen in that way, it will happen another way. We talked with UNICEF, a lot of organizations there, with a lot of legal programs, and they said we have to go to Greece, to Athens, to sign our names and wait for our turns to escape. We said, okay, this is better, but we stayed in with the borders. We stayed more. Because we thought maybe there will be a hope, maybe they will open the borders. We had the hope. So we stayed a couple of months as well. And this is how we lived. The people who had no money, they had to sleep like this because the tents and the borders, it was with money. Even the tents. Even the tents you buy it, even the tents. This is a camp near to the borders. The kids, if you see the kids, everyone is happy and wow, they have a tent. You know the dreams of the kids. We're happy, we're in a tent. Wow. In the mud, in the dirt. But they were happy. And this is how we waited for the food. In a line, fighting for 1 piece of bread. Just to eat. 1 piece of bread for every family. Just like this. And you have to share because you care. You have to cut it. Okay, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you have to wait in this large line. But it didn't matter because we were used of no food, living in a tent, being scared. Just looking at the people, how they were, and looking at everyone, how they act, and some people are happy and some people are sad, and some people are starving, some people are dying, some people were thin, some people were suffering like us, sleeping where they are sitting because there was no place in the tent. Me, my sister, her husband, 2 kids, my mom, in a small tent that is just for 2 persons. Just sitting like this, sleeping like this, waking up in the morning, taking a piece of bread, no water, nothing. Even the food there, you had to cross a long, long place to buy food. The people there, they opened like shops to sell foods to the refugees. So we lived in this for really a couple of months. And this is I really what I learned is I appreciated this piece of bread. When I took it, I'm like, oh mom, look what I brought today! Oh my god, it was 2 hours standing in this huge line to bring this piece of bread. Because I didn't know at that time how were the situations. But it was horrible, standing in a line for just one piece of bread. Because you were starving. There were no food. No food. And these situations teach me to help people because I know how they feel. I know how the people feel. Even if they're lying in the streets, I know how they feel. I know what starving is. I know how if you don't have water, you don't have safe, you have just your family by your side and just sitting and waiting for this piece of bread. And people are selling food. They are selling food to the refugees. Thanks God there is a tissue, otherwise my makeup is just gonna... But I learned a lot in this journey. I learned a lot, and I had a lot of fun knowing people, being social and going out and looking at the people and sharing the pieces of bread, sharing the mud to play with, and it was a hard situation. In the borders, I used to go with a lot of people because I had my English, so I used to go with a lot of people to anywhere they wanted, to come to the medicine, to take things, I didn't just sit and waited for some miracle to come. I did something and I helped people, because if I just sit and be depressed without knowing what is going on in their life, then nothing is going to happen. It's better to go out and see how the people feel and help them, because I have an ability. I have my English language, which I really appreciate, and so I helped the people, and we were in Greece. We went back to we took taxis back to Athens, so we can register in organizations. So we used to wake up, me and my cousin, every morning for 2 months maybe, every morning at 6 o'clock. Every morning, but I was really happy every morning. I'm like, Hope, let's go. There is organizations. I didn't even know where is the organizations. I didn't even know organization in English. Until now I remember, I used to search the word reunion and organization, because this is the 2 words I have to. We're going in the streets. Do you know any organization? Do you know any organization? I go to the organization, reunion! I really didn't know any English at that time because I never practiced my English. So, talking with one organization to other, until we had the organization, told them about our situation, we suffered, we did this, and we came here to register in this program, but there were a lot of people there because everyone went back from the borders to these organizations. So, there were a man who I still remember, and I still even talk to him. I still even send him emails every 5-6 months just to tell him that I'm safe, because I really appreciate what he did. He saw me and said to me, come, so I told him my situation. He registered us in an apartment with 4 families, me and my family, with 2 rooms and other 4 families in the apartment, share. And then he gave me another organization who we can register and to go in this program that can take us out from Greece to Europe and to go to different places. So we went into this apartment. It was amazing, sun in the apartment with the families, people we don't know, but second day I know everyone. Hi, I'm Zahraa. How are you? Where are you from? that I had this story, but everyone has his own story. Not just refugees, everyone has his own story, and everyone has to learn from his story, because otherwise, why did it happen? And everything happened for a reason. If you don't think of what happened in your life, then you have to think why did this happen? I never said why me, because I knew there were a reason after it. I knew that God takes something, but He will give me another thing. God didn't open for me this door, but He will open for me another door. And things happened. It were really nice adventure. So then in Greece, I start volunteering in an organization, Bridges organization, to help people going to the hospitals, giving them food, giving them clothes, being with them, supporting every refugee that came, because I knew how was the situations and I knew how they felt. And this is why I say I appreciate this story. I'm happy that this happened to me. No one wants to suffer, but I'm happy that this happened to me. I'm really happy. Because without this, I could never be who I am today. Never. I could never think that I every morning appreciate something. I could never think to help anyone. Maybe I would help because people have sympathy. But it's different when you feel what people feel. It's different when you had the same situations. It's different when I remember I didn't speak good English, so I was like, how could the people then speak? How would... So we waited, my sister, we went to this place and we did interviews, we said our story, so they accepted my sister after 4 months to France. So she went to France where her husband and her children. And then we waited for 6 months and we got accepted to Spain. We didn't choose anything, but I was really happy because I love Spain. But my mom was like, Sweden, my children. Of course, it's hard. It was really hard, but I still believe that everything happened for a reason. Everything. And we came to Spain, to Madrid. And then they, Red Cross, they were the people who are responsible for us. So they came to us, with a lot of people who came to Spain as well, came to us, okay, this group is going to Palma de Mallorca. And I said, excuse me, who is Palma de Mallorca? So he gave us the map, me and my mom. And we were searching in Barcelona and Madrid, where is Palma de Mallorca? And he said, no, it's there. And we were like, huh? Like this. Far away from Sweden, my sister in France, my dad and my sister in Iraq. So my mom was not really happy, but I really were happy. I was like, wow, beach. So I was happy in all the situations. I learned something. Of course, I was sad of the situations that happened, but I was still smiling. By the way, this picture that I took here. So, when the life is dark around us, we have always to believe that there is a light waiting for us. If we step and face the fears, face the dark side of the life, this is what's going to make us strong, to make us appreciate what do we have and always be happy of what's happening in our lives. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me. This was really my biggest fear. And thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you.
This young lady, I admire her more than anyone I've ever met in my life before, and I'm sure that you all know a lot more about Zahraa than you did at the beginning. And she's going to go on and finish her education and go on to higher education, and she's just going to be there and a special person for other people for the rest of her life. So I know that sometimes she gets down, and now you know why. So thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sharing your journey with us, and one day your family will be together.
Thank you.